Hey, I'm Al, and I'm from the Skid Factory, a YouTube channel. We don't do skids much, we just build cars that can do skids, including Cummins powered patrols. I did a little bit of forward driving. I grew up on a farm, so I think Dad bought a Datsun 720 diesel ute, and I promptly sunk that into one of our dams right up to pretty much the roof, but it survived because Datsun. Since then I've had a few patrols, of course, because they're probably the best forward drive around for the money. I've had a Duramax patrol I built years ago with Woody when he was a little grommet. That was pretty cool, although I'd like to do it again and do a better job of it. I did a TD42 conversion on a TI on our channel. That was alright, it went pretty well, overheated as they do, and I just offloaded that and I ended up buying this one behind us, which just it was completely stock 3 litre, obviously blown up, was used to tow horse floats, was full of hay and bits of broken ZD30, and then I left it sitting in my yard for about 3 years, I think, until we ended up getting this Cummins that we fitted to it. So I had this patrol and I actually bought it with the idea of putting a Cummins into it. It just took me so long to do it that since then everyone's got one. But we built an engine in Canada with another YouTube channel. We shipped it over. I got a 4L80 gearbox from Arizona. I got diffs from Harrop. I got just stuff from everywhere, and we sort of meshed it all together, and it kind of works all right. This is probably the first proper four-wheel drive outing we've done on it, and it's performed pretty well, so pretty stoked. I built it because on paper it looked like a really good idea, for, like conversion wise. Having built the Duramax car, I knew what the difficulties were with it, and when I researched it, it looked like the Cummins was probably going to be a bit easier, and it was in some ways. Straight six sort of fits in there a little bit better than a V8, but in other ways it was more difficult in other ways. So it's kind of, I like the challenge of building a car, and I got the experience, so I do have to step it up as I go. But the thing I took away from this is you can't have that much torque and not break things. The patrols have got very strong drive lines, but I'd say I'm probably still pushing my luck with this particular engine, and the Duramax can be similar as well. So you've got to consider all the things that, yeah, it's great having all that torque and power, but it's probably going to break. Maybe not the engine, but everything else. So. I do like it, but I've also got 2 other patrols as well at home because I'm an idiot. So I'll probably move it on once I've sort of particularly made sure that it works properly. Obviously there's a few people that are pretty keen on it because they've watched it being built. And so now that I've, used it and make sure everything's okay, I've blown out Welsh plugs, blown up turbos, gone through a few issues with it, as you do. So when it's all good, I'll probably just move it on to someone who'll appreciate it and use it, and move on to the next patrol build. Done some other stupid stuff like twin turbo V12 short wheelbase Land Cruisers, and that I'm not sure that was the greatest idea in the world, but it looked cool. Twin turbo V12 Toyota engine in a cruiser with leaf springs. The Toronto was alright. That was an absolute pain in the ass, that car. The Volvo that I did in 8 weeks, I think. Turbo 1UZ, we did that for a mate. That was kind of satisfying because I just got in and did it, and everything sort of worked relatively easily, so it was actually quite an easy job, and it just performed straight away, so I was pretty stoked with that.
What advice would you give to people wanting to start their project?
Yeah, planning straight up, just try and do some Google research, probably ask someone who's maybe a bit older and has some experience. Try and get a bit of an idea of what you're up for. Keep in mind that you're probably going to spend double what you think you are, and don't let the scope creep. Don't try and build a show car, especially out of a 4-wheel drive, because you're only going to take it into bush and whack it into things. So keep it relevant, particularly with 4-wheel drive stuff. Spend the money on suspension, tyres, a little bit of engine. Like, you don't need a Cummins in a patrol. A ZD30 is fine as long as it still operates. So if you're young, get out there and use the car rather than spending all your time in the garage. Would probably be a good tip, because I never did that. I spent all my youth and 20s and 30s working on cars and never actually got to use them much, because I was too wound up in actually doing the stuff rather than getting the car afterwards and taking it out and doing stuff like this out at Cruiser Park. So I'm slowly learning. I'd love to go up the Cape, but I probably won't do it in that particular vehicle, because I probably won't have it by next year. I've actually got like a pig of a TB48 car that I've bought, which that's probably the car that I'll use, just because it's not overpowered. It's already got some good gear in it, like suspension wise and that sort of thing. I know it'll go there and back, no worries at all, and it's standard, standard-ish, so you don't really have to worry about stupid stuff going wrong, like broken power steering hoses and that sort of thing. So that one I'll just drive it around until I get sick of it and then move it on and go on to the next thing.
Make sure to tune in to tomorrow's episode where we set this thing up against our 4 challenges.
So that was so fast. There was just a cloud of smoke and soot. It was amazing.
Guys, if you like this video, make sure to click up here to subscribe to the channel. Click over here for our latest merchandise on our website. And down below, or to the side, I'm not sure where it is our last episode. If you haven't watched it, click on that to check it out. See you guys.